Hello and welcome to midweek edition of Wardy's Waffle. Got a few things going on this week. If you remember from the update on Sunday, we were harvesting the sugar beet last week. Well, Tom has soloed that field, so we've got a few clips of that, and loading rape again. We're getting some more rape going out the farm and various other little jobs around the farm, but the main one is cultivating the field that was sugar beet. So I'm just heading off to Croptec now. I've got something I'm doing with Angling Water. Might see some of you there. So thanks very much for watching, and if you make it to the end, we'll see you then. Tom's soloing this beet field that was lifted a few days ago. You can see we're doing it at an angle because that is the angle that the beet was planted and lifted, but now we're soloing this way because it'll level it out. You can see the ridges when you look across there. It's not dead level. Maybe it's not picking it up, the camera's not picking it up. You can see the ridges there and it is leveling it out. A lot of seagulls here. There always is up on this land. It shows there's plenty of organic matter. Just go to the front and go to the backwards from it. So no problem cutting in up on this soil type. Front this there, doing the first bit of leveling, chopping and mixing. And you've got the loosening legs at the back there, and because this field hasn't got a lot of stone in it, they can be 8 inches, 10 inches deep. It's a good field this one is. There because the Lincolnshire heat, and you've got that firms it, and that roller there firms it, and another line of disc at the back. You can see doing more chopping and mixing, and tines there levelling it, and the final bit of levelling the board as well. Tom's got them up, and then you can just see that coil spring there in front of the back row of DD rolls as they're called, and that's firming it, levelling it, ready for drilling. I've auto turn set up on it. Back down that breed. If you remember last week, actually on Sunday's update, I was stood in this field where we've got our serial volunteers, and I said we're going to spray it off with glyphosate. I've had quite a few comments from people saying, why don't we leave it? There's enough volunteers here to make a wheat crop, and also why we're spraying it, why can't we leave it as a green cover, because we're being encouraged to have green cover over the winter. Well, if to answer that last part first, yes, we are encouraged by the government, that is. And I know from these heavy clay soils, we need to have them clear of weeds, because these really weeds. There's a lot of blackgrass here. And this is how we've managed to get rid of blackgrass and get our populations right down to where we are, by not having green cover and not having this type of cover over the winter. It's taken us sort of 10 years to get to this level of having our farm virtually clear of blackgrass. Apart from odd bits, and there's fields in here, there's plants in this field. This field actually was one of our worst fields for blackgrass a few years ago, and I'm just putting an overlay clip now of that picture of that field, because this is what it was like literally 10 years ago in 2013. It's been continuous spring barley until this last time when it was going to be wheat. So we've never had wheat in this field at all. And these are barley volunteers here, and so the problem we've got is that we don't want obviously barley to come back in here again, and I need these blackgrass plants to die. So it's been continuous spring barley because it was so bad for blackgrass. The reason why I take this out now and then I'll spray it again before we plant the crop is because these grass weeds have what they call an allelopathic effect, where the roots of blackgrass will emit a toxin, and no more blackgrass will come in here until this is sprayed off. So that's why we spray this off now before Christmas, and then it will get sprayed off again in the spring before we plant the crop, because of the allelopathic effect. So just turning the camera around, you can see there is a blackgrass plant, and another one there, another one there. So there is still quite a lot of blackgrass here growing in this field, and this is why we need to take it out before we plant the next crop. And in my view, just having these, let this go to harvest to say, right, this is going to be your next crop, is only half doing a job, and we've never farmed by just half doing a job. I hope you understand now and can see why we're not leaving this to make another crop, and we're going to spray it off. But thanks everybody for your comments. I really do value them. Please keep them coming, and I do try and reply to every single comment I get, whether it's a like or actually reply and then explain what we're doing. So yeah, thank you. Keep the comments coming. It's Monday morning. You can see it's wet, and you saw a second ago that Tom got the field at the Heath with sugar beet done with the solo, but that's good. We knew it was going to rain, but at least the rain will go through it because it's lightish land, so hopefully we'll get it drilled in the next few days. But we've got a bit of activity in the yard. We've got a different forklift here at the minute. Sharmans have just brought this for demonstration, so it's 9 metre reach, lift, 9.5, 3.6 tonne lift weight. Now I don't know whether that's going to be big enough to manage our big blade, so we will try it when the rain stops, if they haven't already tried it when I was in Ireland. So we have a yard full of lorries. There was some through there, but I think they're loading inside, because the shed 3 round the corner is empty enough to get the lorries backed in down one corner. Another job we need to do, that gutter and spout is overflowing. Thing with all these jobs, you notice them when it's raining, and then when it stops raining you get doing other jobs and you forget. That definitely needs doing. So yeah, we'll go and have a look in here because Ruben's loading in here. So there's just enough room in here to load. The other shed, there isn't. So we've got to get those pipes out as well, because they'll start to fall soon. Yeah, we've had about 10 millimetres up to now. It's 8 o'clock. Yeah, so you see there, when they're waiting, it's raining. If you tip the lorry up fairly steep like that, the water will run off the sheet. I'm just blowing up with the blower. So another one just backing in. Let's stop there, take the sheet off. Still a few loads left in here, to be honest. It's amazing how many loads that would be. This metal strip we have down the floor really handy. So you can run the bucket down there and it doesn't chip the concrete. So that one's just weighing and going to be sampled, and that one's just backing in. That's 5 this morning. It's about 9 o'clock and we've had 15 millimetres of rain already this morning, which is a real pain because it's just starting to dry. Just driving around after having all this rain. It's still raining at the minute. Really odd, you can see a lot of water stood just here, and then all of a sudden it stops. And then the rest of the field is clear, more or less. Otherwise the wheat doesn't look too bad in this field. This is probably one of our better fields. Not looking good again. This field that you saw stripes, was it week 10 days ago from the drains across the field. Got a lot of water stood on it again. Go down here, and then this is one of the dikes that Barry cleaned out a year ago. You can see the drain's underwater. Ah, there's one. You can just see it. See the water running out. Here we are, back to having lots of water stood on this part of the field. The ground is so wet, it's just like a sponge. Any rain we get and it just stands on top again. But when we've had 15 millimetres, there's no surprising when we've had all that rain in October and up to now in November. We'll just go down to that end of that track and look at that big pipe. There's a 1.5 metre diameter pipe under a new culvert we put in just over a year ago. So So this is the dike that Barry did out only a month ago. You saw in the videos I put up. Done a good job there. This is the beck that goes up to Leadland village and has some of the water off the bypass and other farmers. You can see here how good it was that we put this big pipe. It's nearly half full. The beck, the other side here, that's IDB maintained. So the internal drainage board maintain this dike from the River Brant, which is where those trees are in the distance. That's where the River Brant starts. See all the water flowing there. So the internal drainage board, the IDB, maintain it up to here every year to just weed it out. And then we have to do it the rest of it. So they have actually cut the banks, you can see, with a flail mower. We haven't actually managed to get these done yet because it's been so wet, but we will get them done when it dries up sometime, which it will. So this field is coming sugar beet this next time, which isn't good when you see the amount of water standing in it. All down here, down this track side. So back to the field where the soil heap is. This is the soil that's come out from the pond we've enlarged. This wheat's back underwater again. Not looking good at all. Prospects for this coming harvest are really bleak, despite looking good up the field. You've just seen a lot of water on some fields down at the main farm. I've just moved up nearer to the village. This is land that we haven't got planted yet. But I'll just show you how little water there is on here and why. So that is Leadland village up the road there. This used to be the A17 until the bypass was built in 1996. So it's a minor road now that goes up to the village, but still a lot of traffic on it. Anyway, this field was going to be becoming wheat. It's been soloed. All there is on it is a minute little bit of water there. Then this is the field that you've seen over the last few days. I've been talking about volunteers and spraying off that some of you have had some interaction with, and thank you for that. But you can see again here how little water there is in here, bit there, little bit there. This field was soloed as well, so it just shows the deeper cultivations we do, the better it is on this heavy clay soils. Don't forget these are 80% mixture of clay and silt. So when you start to look at this, I really do have a problem sometimes with saying you're going to help the carbon and help the environment by doing less cultivations, burning less fuel, but then you get the effect that we've got here, where we've got water on fields where we've done minimal cultivations or no cultivations at all, and other fields where we've done more cultivations, we haven't got any water. So we're going to have extra yield on these fields in front of me when we get the crops in, even if it's a spring crop. We're going to have extra yield here because of the conditions and the water's got away, compared to the fields where we do none, where we don't do any cultivations or light cultivations. So I really do have a problem sometimes with this, saying you're helping the environment, yet we need more yield to help soak up the carbon. And yet when we're doing things to affect the yield, we're actually making the carbon situation worse. It really, really is a tricky subject. There's been lots of discussions on Twitter the last few days, and it's not an easy subject to get through on a message on Twitter. You nearly need to sit around a table and have a day-long discussion because it is very, very complicated subject. First job with this JCB was loading the header trailer up. This is the McDon header. We never did get it weighed to see what the difference was. This is the McDon header that we very kindly lent to us by Russell's to harvest the Capulet beans. So that's off now. It's been undercover all this time. And the other side, the solo, there is the combine that it came with. So we've got to just get that out of the way as well, because it's just taking up shed space. Just arrived at Croptec, and there's all the sprayers here. This is the first time it's been at Stoneleigh. I think it's the first time, I'm sure it is, but we'll just have a look at what's going on here. A lot to see. So a whole load of sprayers. That Bazzotti, that's the one that's sold by John Deere dealers. Got the Hardy there, got another John Deere there. That's the Horse, Sands, Amazon, the middle one, and then a Bateman in the end.
We're the catchment advisory team. Oh, Andrew's filming.
Yeah.
We'll award his waffles this weekend.
That's it, you will.
So,
You are now. Look who we've seen here.
Did you come in the pickup? Which one? The red one? It is red, yeah. No, yeah.
Just come across here quick before I go back to them. I'm at Farrell's here. And got harvest analyzer. No, no, it'll take too long, thanks. I haven't got that long this week. So we've got an analyzer. Where were we? And there we go. Agronomy analyzer. Harvest. You can do a nitrogen use efficiency map. Lots of maps, and it will test the quality of the grain at harvest. This goes on the side of the combine. You can see the light there. The grain passes over that, and this analyses the grain as it's being harvested. That bolts on the combine. So that's where it fits in on the side of the combine, on the clean grain elevator.
The analysis stationary.
And you can also use it in the yard, in the lab, in the weighbridge. Take it off the combine. Yeah, that's the result of what we've just seen.
The dry matter, green protein, and starch.
Great, thank you. And then we've got the new receiver here. That's the old type screen. And then we've got the new screen, the new monitor here. This is a bigger screen than the last one. There's an armrest with all the controls. The joystick fits nicely into your hand with all the controls on the side and there. And just scrolling through. It's got different things we can set up in here. Here's all your spool valves, flow speeds, pressures. And then this is linked to your isobus, so if you've got something on the back that you want to control, fertiliser, spread or sprayer, this is all linked into the isobus. You control it through that joystick. Obviously that moves. You've got revs there, that alters your revs of the engine, and all your various functions here. Auto steer there. So just at the back here, this is pulse width modulation, individual nozzle control. And you can see the pattern coming out the nozzles. That's an angled one. That one's straight down. Different coarse droplets to that. You can see how they vary. This is on a sprayer for applying the plant protection product to the crops. You can see that. So as the sprayer comes across that angled boundary, you can see you're getting individual nozzle control into the headland of the field.
Keep dreaming, Wally.
I do regularly. Pleased to say. Look at the size of that. Agrifat can actually walk underneath that. Oh, there we go. Look at that. So we've got hydraulic adjustment there to lift it up and down. And then we've got the Schaefer, that's the one that's built in Lincolnshire. So, interesting event. Emptying out now. Martin's found the coffee machine. Looks like it's switched off. That's it, Martin and I are walking out of Nama. Have you got one of those? Not Nama, Croptec. You got one of those?
I know, I fancy one.
Yeah. Looks
They're
good,
cool,
that.
aren't they?
Yeah, looks good, that does. Yeah.
8 gears, 16 gears, or a hydro.
Is that
Just
what
talked
it
to
is?
the guy in there.
And about 180 grand. More?
170 for a standard one,
Unit.
230
Brilliant.
horsepower, Series 4.
Right, that's it. Great to go round with Martin. We'll see you all again. That's the end of tonight's waffle. We'll see you all on Sunday. Not Martin, though.
Take care.